Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. Bricklayers Local 4, the best hands in the business. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. The Right Group, the right way to buy and sell real estate. Mark Macknick, Chicagoland Tax Professionals. Blythe's Team Sports, where the athlete shops. And Hampton Inn, downtown Indianapolis. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for joining us, and welcome to Game Day in the Region on the Region Sports Network. We're coming to you today from Portage High School as the Region Sports Network presents live video coverage of Indiana High School boys basketball as the visiting South Bend Washington Panthers take on the host, the Portage Indians. My name is Mike DeWan. I'll be on the play-by-play for all of today's action, and joining me with the color analysis is Wally McCormick. Good afternoon, Wally. Happy New Year. Got some great basketball here in front of us.
Absolutely, we hope so. It's super nice to be here, and it's a bit odd in the middle of the day, but there's actually some people that are filing in here right now. The JV game was pretty quiet. Yeah,
this is only a second home game for Portage this year. We were here for the Calumet opener, where Portage got a big win there, and this place gets very, very packed very, very quickly. There's a pep band usually, which, Saturday's still on holiday break, and it's still kind of getting in the swing of things, and more so in the swing of 2026. Still going to be a fun contest here on this Saturday afternoon. But about these two teams in front of us, Wally, South Bend, Washington. Coming into this game, 1-5. It's a new era for this South Bend team. Was hoping to kind of make a statement here tonight, at least against a solid Portage team that is obviously coming into this game unbeaten here in 9 appearances. As we got the starting lineups coming up here. But, South, again, a tale of kind of two teams here, Wally.
Yeah, Washington's off to a tough start. I mean, they play a tough schedule. They've played Northridge and some of those other teams in that South Bend area that are really good. They're kind of trying to find themselves right now. And Portage is off to a great start. 9-0. They're playing a completely different style of basketball that they did the last couple years because their team, kind of the dynamics of their team are a little bit different. So it'll be interesting. South Bend Washington likes to sit in the zone, and Portage wants to trap and run up and down the floor, so kind of see who can impose their will.
You've been around basketball for quite a long time, and this is you kind of look at this game when you're South Bend Washington, a team that has kind of struggled at the start of the year, and you're taking on now a Portage team, an out-of-conference game, a team that's unblemished in 9 games. How do you as a coach kind of approach a game where it's on two different ends of the spectrum, and although maybe the scoreboard may tell you differently, to at least walk out of this game with a smile on your face, a moral victory, I guess, if you will?
Well, and I hate to sound like Kurt Signetti, but, it's a game. There's a scoreboard hanging up on the wall over there, so if you got one of those, we might as well try to win. They drove out here an hour and a half or whatever it was to get here, and I think Portage, if Portage is lacking one thing, it's height. So neither of these two teams have a bunch of big kids. It's going to be a battle of 10 guards running around on the floor. Stuckey from South Bend Washington's a guy that's got the potential to score 40, where Portage has been a little more balanced. The brothers, Bryce and Carter Kobe, between the two of them are averaging over 40 points a game, and Dennis Moran's about 11. So those three guys are scoring 50 points a game, which is a lot to get out of 3 people.
Portage now 9-0 in this one. Recently as well, the Highland Holiday Tournament champs. This is a team that, as we talked about, where Washington's looking to, come here, not waste their time. They traveled all this on a very solid Portage squad. While Portage now, we're heading into the new year. They're 9-0, hoping to make it 10-0 here today, and more importantly, gearing up for what's going to be a fun Duneland Conference race coming up here shortly.
Yeah, and the DAC season kind of officially kicks in next week. I know Portage hasn't played a DAC game yet, and they play Valpo coming up this week, which, if you live in Portage, is always a big game. Playing your neighbors to the south. And so I'm sure that Coach Klaus and his staff are excited about getting into conference play.
This is Game Day on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. We'll be back here with more pregame coverage. Again, Mike DeWan. Alongside me is Wally McCormick, breaking it down just about 6 minutes until kickoff. Don't go away anytime soon. This is Game Day on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Ava, let's go.
Try it on.
The shortest distance between two people is a smile. That's why we're committed to fighting hunger in our communities until everyone has a reason to smile. Stratton Van Til, where making life easier starts with a smile.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Company's Insurance Professionals, Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work. You're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
Back here on the Region Sports Network. Thank you all for joining us on this Saturday afternoon for a game day in the region as we are here for a boys basketball tilt between the Portage Indians and the visiting South Bend Washington Panthers. Again, my name is Mike DeWan. I'll be handling the play-by-play for tonight, or today, if you will, and joining me is Wally McCormick. Wally, again, before we kind of get into a little bit more of the pregame here, prior to tip-off, got to give a big shout-out to the Economy Electric Heating and Cooling game day forecast, all made possible by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Today's forecast, 31 degrees, cloudy skies, low temperatures of 22 degrees. Winds are forgiving here today, so a nice winter day by the Northwest Indiana standard. Should not expect any snowfall with the sunset at about the game's end at 4:31 p.m. here on the Saturday afternoon. Again, that is the game night forecast, all made possible by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling with 24/7 emergency service. Comfort isn't far away. Wally, any final thoughts now as we kind of gear up now? 2:30 left to go. We talked about these two teams on kind of different trajectories, I guess, if you will. Portage is gunning high after what was a fun 2024 season. Yes, they had a lot of pieces to replace, and that's probably kind of what the first half of this schedule is really for, finding those pieces, while South Bend, on the other hand, again, a new head coach on their sideline who we'll talk about as well, and just trying to find their identity moving forward, obviously, throughout the rest of now 2026, that season, and beyond.
Well, and last year, Portage graduated a group of Sam Wellman, who's playing at Belmont, Michael Wellman, who's playing at Grace, Garrett Clark, who's playing at BMW, Amari Evans. Those guys started a lot of games for 4 years, and I don't, as much as to the outside people, Portage being 9-0 may be surprising. I think internally they're not so surprised. Their JV team was undefeated last year, and the kids that they have on the team right now, albeit they're not very big and they are very young, but they played a lot of basketball growing up and high-level travel ball. They got some kids that can play. So I don't think, if you're Portage, you're not surprised. You're right where you want to be. Now, Coach Klaus has had to make some adjustments. When your team gets smaller, maybe you play a different way. So for them, it's got to be exciting to be 9-0. It's got to be exciting to have a home game. Unfortunately for them, we're on Christmas break, so the student body's not going to be here as much as they normally would, but a game at home is better than a game on the road any day of the week.
It is super hard to believe that through this point in the season, and yes, they've had a holiday tournament as well, and of course basketball. At least the boys, it's a later starting season, and kind of things really ramp up in conference play. But this is Portage's second home game here so far, now in their 10th game of the season. So good to be back at home. There is no place like home. But yes, like you said, Wally, a group that is, again, had to replace a lot. You had a lot of starters last year, a lot of seniors that, again, were playing and very familiar with each other. But a new era, and so far this era has been pretty fun for Coach Klaus on Portage's sideline. For South Bend, Washington, they are led by the first-year head coach Maurice Scott, who had a lot of success at the girls' level, more specifically at the school he's currently at now with South Bend, Washington, was along the ride for some of those state trips with someone who is actually his stepdaughter, Skylar Diggins, who's done quite a few things at the University of Notre Dame and beyond in the W.
She was an all right player.
Not bad. Still is,
Yeah,
I guess you
is.
could say. Still doing things.
An interesting fact about Portage is that a statistic came out last week once the new year started that during the calendar year of 2025, Portage was 25-2, which is the fourth best record in the state of Indiana.
The program hopes to kind of keep up that winning as now we step aside and turn to our public address announcer for the national anthem. Back here at Portage High School as now we gear up to announce the starting lineups for both squads here, starting with the visitors, the South Bend Washington Panthers. We talked about the guard number 1, Mike Stuckey, Jaden Jackson, Quentin Bridgman, Rodney Milligan, and Jaden Lindberry. Lindberry was also quite the football player as well, to be more specific, the player of the year in the NIC, the Northern Indiana Conference, for football as a receiver, had over 1,200 yards and 15 touchdowns. As well as Stuckey, again, someone who's going to get his shots off. Again, the floor general, if you will, and if you give him a shot, it's going to make you pay. A couple big games to his name, only a junior as well. And Quentin Bridgman, a name to watch out for, kind of offers some size for South Bend, Washington, to see, again, maybe give Portage a test to face a bigger lineup the Panthers offer.
They got a 6'9" guy listed on the roster, but I don't see him coming off the bench.
Might be keeping him in the back pocket as now we welcome the host Portage Indians coming into this game at 9-0. Starting lineup goes as follows. Josiah Brown coming out first. Carter Kobe, Bryce Kobe, Dennis Moran III, and Emilio Cameron. A lot of new faces heading into the season, at least in the starting lineup role. They have made the most in it for their first 9 games here so far in the season. Portage decked out in their home whites with red numbers, black trims on the numbers, while South Bend Washington takes the floor in their visiting dark green jerseys. As we gear up for some Saturday afternoon basketball coming to you live from Portage High School.
All right, so I'd anticipate South Bend Washington here coming out in the zone. They play a lot of 3-2 zone. Sometimes it morphs into like a 1-2-2 half-court trap, but they're pretty much a zone team where Portage is going to play a little bit of 1-3-1. They're going to press. They're going to trap all over the place. They'll play some man-to-man where they do some run and jump stuff. Freddie Shore, the official today, we'd like to get him to throw the ball up so we can play here.
Tip is underway and won by Portage. As Carter Kobe will handle the point guard duties, but a smaller lineup that could really kind of attack you in a multitude of ways.
Yeah, and against this 3-2 zone, one of the things you're going to look at is Portage is going to try to attack on the baseline by getting the ball to the corners to see if they can get that bottom post defender to come out.
Moran elbow jumper would not fall. Rebound goes to the Panthers. So they will dump it in low to Bridgman. Bridgman will chuck it back inbounds. Pump fake by Lindberry. And they will slow it up. Jaden Jackson now. The junior guard will give it to Mike Stuckey, his classmate. Back to Jackson, out to the corner. Pump fake, dribble drive, goes up with the layup and good. Lindberry gets on the board first.
Yeah, and Portage conversely comes out in their half-court man-to-man. One of the things that Portage likes to do is trap down passes. So when you see the ball thrown from the top down to a wing, they're going to chase it and trap it. And if you get beat baseline, you don't have any help. And that's kind of what happened here in the first possession.
Moran the third goes back to him. Pump fake with the dribble there. Drops it down low to Moran off the mark. Rebound Lindberry. Looks to be a foul to go the other way.
Yeah, and that's on Bryce Kobe, his first. Definitely something Portage doesn't want to get in foul trouble.
You and I did a game not too long ago at Crown Point. We've seen a lot of those fouls, and we see what that can do to a team, especially with some high-quality starters like Portage has. Going to be a wing three here from the guard. That's good. Mike Stuckey gets on the board at the wing three. Quickly, 5-0.
Well, and this is this 3-2 here. That's a good job of attacking the zone.
Bryce Kobe with the left hand. Here goes Stuckey again, throws up a shot, his fifth point of the ball game.
And South Bend Washington's more than happy to run. Portage doesn't care either. They like to get up and down the floor.
There's a wing three that looked to be tipped. It is off the mark. They will try to recover it, and they do. Rebound Portage goes out to Moran. Back to Carter Kobe. Corner three underway. That one short. Putback is off, but it will be a foul shooting to Bryce Kobe there drawing the contact.
Yeah, and and Bryce is 6'3", got him listed as a guard, but he's going to do some things rebounding for them and trying to get them some second chance points.
That foul is picked up from, I believe that's Rodney Milligan. His first free throw is off the mark. From Bryce Kobe, a 59% free throw shooter, maybe an area of his game. Despite averaging 16.7 points per game, an area he looks to improve as he will split the pair.
Something about games you and I do in free throws.
Got to make them count. As tough finish up there with the right hand is good for Milligan. So far an efficient start here from South Bend Washington, now up 9-3 on the host Indians. Swing pass goes to Josiah Brown. Top of the key three, no good. Rebound Panthers. Off the mark there was Bryce Kobe, the sophomore.
A lot of teams struggle to rebound when they're playing in the zone, but South Bend Washington has done a good job on the defensive boards here.
Looks like an official timeout. I believe we have an injury on the far side of the floor. Hopefully just a cramp, I believe, but he's coming up limping. It looks to be Jaden Jackson, the junior. Gives a thumbs up. Still favoring one side. He will stay in the ball game as he will receive a round of applause.
Yeah, I don't really stand that. I don't really understand that. I kind of always believe that if we stop the game because somebody's hurt, they ought to have to leave.
They will dump it down low to Bridgman. Will kick out to the corner. 3 underway, way long. It'll be a rebound to Portage. Looking to push. Here's Moran the third out to Kobe. Wing 3. That rims out. Ball tipped and saved by Portage. Finds a cutter. Free throw line jumper is good. Dennis Moran the third. Portage hustling on that one.
Yeah, Cameron with a good look there on the off the offensive rebound.
Good step through by the guard, Mike Stuckey. The nifty move and a deuce. Stuckey now up to 7 points. Here's Bryce Kobe. They will swing the ball around to the corner. Brown for 3. He's got it.
Yeah, Josiah Brown's a really good three-point shooter. He's a name that's you're going to hear about in this program over the course of the next couple of years, and he's got a couple of little brothers that are going to play.
This is Milligan trying to fight down amongst the trees. Cannot get it to go despite a couple chances.
Yeah, and the officials are letting him play.
Now here is Carter Kobe. Gives it to his brother. Receives some tough contact, but draws the foul once again is Bryce Kobe.
And the one thing that both of the Kobe brothers do is they get to the free throw line.
Mm-hmm. This looks to be Bryce's second trip. Again, a 59% free throw shooter. Split the pair in his first trip down.
So far, it appears Portage is playing really unselfish. They don't care who shoots. You've had 3 different guys attempt three-pointers and a couple of different guys slash down the lane.
As that first foul was on Quentin Bridgman. And now checking into the ball game. I believe that's a number 23, which is not on the varsity roster. There is a junior varsity listed as Rashad Taylor. As the second free throw is good. Kobe splits the pair again, now 11-9 in favor of the visitors. Wing 3, short, rebound Indians. They look to push. Josiah Brown recently hit a three-pointer. They will swing it around Bryce Kobe. Goes to Moran the third, back to Kobe.
I think if you're Portage, you want to beat that zone down the floor, because if you don't, now you got to get into your zone offense. And when the ball gets right there in the middle of the floor, that's difficult for this 3-2.
Carter Kobe, a nifty move down low for his first bucket of the game.
And you watch when he catches it in the high post, first thing he's going to do is turn and face, and then he's going to be able to figure out what kind of work he needs to do. That's a good high post move by Kobe.
11 aside as Stuckey tries to make something happen. Cannot do so. Kobe on the break. Easy two for Carter.
And just like that, Portage gets a little break or a little run out here, and South Bend Washington's going to talk about it.
Timeout on the floor. We will keep it right here. We've seen some flashes from both squads, but something that Portage does very, very well, kind of similar to a team we saw earlier in the week in the Duneland, is Crown Point they get a ball, they force a couple turnovers, and they run, and they do just that, get some easy buckets there. Now they regain their first lead of the ball game.
In the run and jump type stuff that Portage does defensively, you're going to get some times where you beat them for layups or you beat them for an uncontested guy under the basket. But they're speeding the offense up, making them get out of their rhythm. And it doesn't allow South Bend Washington to run their sets because it's so kind of helter-skelter. You don't know where guys are coming at you from.
Carter Kobe, a big piece of the puzzle for this year's Portage squad. Only 6.8 points per game as a sophomore. That number has ballooned in his junior season to 23.2. He's up to 4 points in the ball game after that recent layup. Now 13-11 in favor of Portage. Now 2:45 and counting here in this first quarter. Now a trap put on from Portage. And another quick turnover right out of a timeout. Ball is thrown up and put down by Dennis Moran III.
And this is what Portage does. They use their defense to generate offense.
Miscommunication all around. Ball bounces in the Panthers' favor. Mid-range jumper off the mark. Rebound Indians. They will push again. Mikey Rivera now in the ball game. The sophomore puts it to the corner for a three. That one will fall. Bryce Kobe for three.
A great job of Rivera attacking the defender to make him commit, and then he gets to kick it out to Kobe for the three.
Now South Bend will try and slow this down a little bit. Lindberry, quite the athlete. It'll go the other way. A charge there, got the bucket to fall, but Josiah Brown standing in there and taking that charge. Possession going to Portage.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's going to make the Portage coaching staff happy.
Josiah Brown, we talked about his ability to hit the shots from deep coming into this game. Already has a 3 to his name. 42% from downtown. And now he's showing some toughness there, drawing the charge. Inside pass, that will fall for Gavin Moran.
Yeah, it's a great pass by Kobe.
And a steal here. Kobe with the left hand will go. This team could go on runs.
Yeah, their defense
like
wears
no
on
other.
people. You know, and that's something Coach Klaus is going to be. If we're trapping somebody, we're already wasting 2 defenders on them. Why we want to get a reach in? And as many times as the coaches you say that, it's very tempting to get a hand in there.
That'll be the first foul on Dennis Moran, the third. Team's third.
Seems like 2 minutes ago, Portage was losing 7-0. Now they got an 11-point lead.
Man, this is a team that could really get out to you quick, get some easy buckets, and like you said, get out to a big lead. Baseline jumper will not go. Portage looks to run again. Here is Rivera. Step through with the left hand. Chucks it up and is good. What a shot.
Wow.
The sophomore showing some poise in traffic. Now 24-11. Cannot get anything going. Portage will run again. Kind of caught in between throwing it deep and keeping it to himself.
And so
Big carry there for Brown.
Yeah, and what Portage is doing defensively is they're trapping the ball, right? So they got 2 on the ball, and then they're denying the next 3 most dangerous players. So if you're South Bend, Washington, you're going to have to throw some skip passes here or fake a pass and try to split that trap, because right now the 3 nearest people are getting denied.
Gavin Moran checks out of the ball game. The freshman. In comes Carter Kobe. He's had a hot start and tries to dump something to the corner. That one's batted away by Mikey Rivera. Some good minutes here from the sophomore.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I've noticed about Portage. They very good anticipation skills. They do a good job of reacting to the ball while it's in the air instead of waiting for the South Bend player to catch it.
Another takeaway. Kobe goes up strong, does not get it to go, but does draw the foul.
Aggressive take to the basket, a good lead-ahead pass to get the layup look, and puts him at the line. Portage on pace to score 100 right now.
This is a team that they move quick and they score at an efficient rate, as that foul was picked up by Jaden Lindberry. First free throw for the junior Kobe falls.
Yeah, and this was Portage the last couple of years had used some of this 1-3-1 and this half-court trap in certain situations. And now with this smaller, quicker lineup, they're doing it all the time, and it's you better be prepared when you come to this gym to play against them, because it's not very conventional. You don't see a lot of teams that are doing this the whole time, and Portage kids are in really good shape, so they feel like they can do it the whole game.
Second free throw was good for Carter Kobe. Wing 3, just a bit short. Rebound, the Panthers. Second chance, no good, and Portage looks to get a shot off here. Now 30 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Top of the key, 3 goes long. Rebound, South Bend. This is Rodney Milligan, a 6-foot senior. Portage puts the trap on. A good pass down, though, embrace some contact. And going to the line is Quentin Bridgman.
Yeah, the South Bend Washington player did a really good job of recognizing who was open under the post.
So far here in the first frame, it's been the Kobe brothers with Carter. He has 6 to his name, while Bryce, he is at 9, a game high. As first free throw will rim out.
You know, the difficult thing when you're getting trapped is to train your eyes not to look at the defenders and to look through the trap. And that's, that's something that people struggle with. They get all caught up in the 4 arms that are flying around in front of their face, and they're not able to look diagonal usually to hit that.
We have the officials talking on this one. I didn't see if there was a lane violation or any sort of equipment malfunction. First free throw was off the mark, so the subs will come in. So checking out is Dennis Moran. Coming into the ball game is a starter, Emilio Cameron. Might have been equipment because they had to talk with Coach Scott of South Bend. We will have 1 free throw here.
Well, I'm not sure what that was, but it's a veteran officiating crew, and they're going to do things to prevent stuff from happening.
Bridgman's first point of the ball game as a second free throw is good. Tough take there from Rivera. The Panthers look to push here at the end of the first quarter. Here is Stuckey. Trapped in a corner. Will get it out to a fellow guard. He'll swing it out to a corner three. Gets it off before the buzzer. That was good. Jaden Jackson for three. Big time shot there from the Panthers.
Yeah, not the way you want to end the quarter if you're Portage, giving up a three, but they're forcing South Bend to do things they don't want to do with the ball, and that's move the ball and have 5 people be players, and most teams aren't equipped to have all 5 people as potential scorers.
We'll be back here with the second quarter. This is Game Day on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4, ajobdoneright.com.
Back here on the Region Sports Network, second quarter is upon us as Portage leads 26-15. This Saturday afternoon action. This is Game Day on the Region Sports Network. Ball is turned over and pushed again here by Portage. Kobe goes up with the right and is good. Carter Kobe now up to 8 points here in the ball game. Mid-range jumper will fall for Stuckey.
Stuckey's got a little bit of an offensive game here, doesn't he?
He's up to 9 points, the leading scorer for the Panthers. As Portage tries to break the 2-3 zone we've seen all game, and they do just that, but the floater goes long, and then a frustration foul maybe there from Portage.
Yeah, it's a great pass. And once again, the possession starts with a great defensive. They get a trap out there high at half court, some jump into the passing lane, and now they're off and running.
It looks like that foul was picked up from, I believe that was Emilio Cameron with his first of the ball game. Also want to give a big shout out to Jake Veman, the assistant coach of Portage High School, helping us out in the setup, was pulling cord for the Zaxonelli and Zach Miller as the mid-range jumper from Stuckey is no good. Big shout out to the assistant coach for the Portage Indians for helping us out, getting us up and ready to go as that three is good from Stuckey. Now up to 5 here in the quarter, 12 overall. More importantly, now making this single-digit game. Portage swings it around, tries to combat this zone. Tries to go baseline, up with the floater, no good, gets his own miss, but loses it out of bounds was Emilio Cameron. Panther ball.
That's a really tough thing to defend in this 3-2. They got 2 guys down on the baseline. If you get beat off the drive towards the baseline, there's not a lot of help. Portage does really well against this zone when they get the ball in the middle.
Cameron checks out. Moran the third checks back in. Now under 7 to go here in the first half. Ball is deflected and saved. Mikey Rivera with the left hand. It will fall. Getting out and running are the Indians. Now back up to 10. Another steal. Rivera, an easy lay. That'll go. Quick 2 buckets for Rivera. And another. And he will draw the foul. That is Carter Kobe after the steal.
Yeah, and you know, Portage, when they're playing at this pace, they're basically going to shoot threes and they're going to shoot layups. And I know that there's some coaching pundits out there that believe that's the way the game ought to be played right now, is shoot nothing but threes and attack the rim. Mm-hmm. They've done a good job of turning defense into offense. Here's a set play.
I believe that foul as well was Jaden Kyle for South Bend, Washington, his first. As now Portage get a good look at their half-court offense here, which And it's been a lot of getting some steals and running.
Yeah, Coach Klaus is going to talk to him about approaching this half-court zone offense one pass at a time. Like every zone defense is taught how to play. If you pass it to the wing, we all move here. If we pass it there, you will. So what he'd like him to do is make more than one pass to get that defense to have to rotate twice.
And, Wally, I'll ask you this because, yes, again, there's a scoreboard up there like you said.
Sure.
And you want to take care of business, of course, and they still can do that, but from a kind of a coaching standpoint, yes, you can get out there and run. But would you kind of like to see them kind of slow things down and get some live reps here against a defense? They're going to throw you a different look, and, how are you going to kind of combat this instead of just getting out and running all the time?
Well, I'm sure that, Coach Klaus has been around for a long, long time. When he played in high school here at Portage for Coach Fisher, they played a slow down, pass it 10 times. So he's familiar with that type. He's familiar with the let's grind it out and play half-court defense. And with these guys and they're running, you can't run all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously for them, they're hoping to get execution. That's a good set play. They're hoping to get execution in the half court, but that's kind of the challenge that all coaches are facing.
Yep. And after the timeout there from Portage, Josiah Brown might have had a look in the corner to the pump fake, but traveled in the process. Turnover now going up to the Panthers. What a quick takeaway by Rivera again, who is all over on the defensive end, now up to 8 points. A couple steals to his name.
And that's
the time of travel.
That's a perfect example right there. You got 3 Portage kids going for steals, and the guy with the ball in his hand just gets rattled and ends up traveling. So their defense is allowing them to get easy looks on offense.
It's fun to watch. Now how will Portage combat this? Is a deep 3, no good there from Brown. It will go the other way.
And the thing I like about it is Coach Klaus didn't flinch. That's a 22-footer from the wing, and that's how they play.
A lot of trust in that shot. Again, a 42% three-point shooter. Brown may have the green light. Jump ball here. Possession arrow favors the Indians.
So South Bend Washington's answer to this is, all right, let's put our best player in the middle of the floor, and if we can get it to him in the middle of the floor, maybe he can turn around and attack with numbers.
Again, the Panthers led by Maurice Scott, his first year at the school, taking over a long time for Ryan Varga, who was at the school since 2017, 2018. In steps Coach Scott, who's hoping to make a big change with the Panthers. Runs into a tough Portage squad as the Panthers do force a turnover here.
Yeah, and some people look at that and say that's a reach-in, but if you're Portage, that's how you want to play. Because that allows them to turn their defensive up if they know they can be physical with people that have the ball.
Tough take, goes with the right hand. It's a travel. Jaden Jackson almost got the bucket to go. But did so illegally. So he walked, and Portage will take over. As checking out after some solid minutes is Dennis Moran III, the junior.
Portage is running some overload schemes down here where they try to get 4 people on one half of the court because they know that the back 2 people in that 3-2 aren't going to rotate over. So a couple different ways that they're trying to work on some things here. So right now they got 4 on this side.
Pumps it in down, though. Top of the key 3 from Kobe is pure. Carter Kobe now up to 5 here in the quarter.
Yep, look
11
good.
Overall.
Stepping into that jumper, he looked good.
Now they forced a trap. They will burn a timeout as Portage defense continues to make things tough for the Panthers.
Yeah, starting to sense a little frustration over there on that side.
It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. We got 3 awards to hand out at the end of this one as well. We have the Crowd Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowd Companies, the Insurance Professionals. We also have the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And finally, the Proud to be Union Home Play of the Game. Again, to find out how you can become a Union Iron Worker, visit ironworkers395.com. That award, again, is made possible by the Iron Workers Local 395. Again, thank you all for joining us. And what has been a fun start to the 2026 calendar year. We had a game yesterday between Crown Point and Hamilton Southeastern. Now we're here for another fun out-of-conference matchup with the Duneland School, the Portage Indians, a school we'll call home the rest of this season and beyond as that ball is batted away and taken away by the host Indians. Up to Rivera with the left hand. It'll go, and the foul.
Rivera's done a great job finishing on several one-handed, kind of scoopy type layups. That's about his fourth run-out layup in this quarter.
Rivera now up to 10 points on the ball game. His season average is 4.6, so really making things tough and just getting beyond the defense and, more importantly, making them count.
And that's kind of been Portage's MO. I mean, the Kobe's have scored a ton of points between the two of them, but every night it's somebody different getting 10.
Rivera now up to 11 points with that free throw. And Portage just has ballooned to a 20-point lead as another turnover, this time a dead ball turnover, to travel. That time Rodney Milligan was the one kind of caught in a tough spot. Looks like the two front court guys will check out Milligan. As well as, I believe, Trajan Williams. Well, back to the half court. Portage goes, has had some success, but intrigued to see how they will attack this. Corner underway for Bryce Kobe. He will swing it to the other corner. That is Brown for three. That runs long. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll go to the visitors.
And that's still a good possession. Bryce Kobe ran the baseline, got it. Little shot fake, drive baseline, and kick it out for a wide open three. They just didn't make it, but that's I'm sure that's what their coaches want them to do.
Here is Mike Stuckey, who's been the main offensive producer for the Panthers. He'll kick it out for a wing three. That is a rebound by the 5'9" Rivera.
Yeah.
Now looks to push the action to Bryce Kobe. Back to Rivera. Swings to Cameron. Brown pulls up. Will kick it to Cameron. Top of the key three, way off. Rebound Panthers.
Josiah with the foul there. Brown.
That looks to be his first, team's second.
Yeah, and that's one of those that doesn't make you happy as a coach to get a reach in down there.
Now on the ground, looks to be a jump ball. It'll stay down here with South Bend.
You're going to have to be really fundamentally sound to deal with all this trapping, and a big part of that is every time you catch the ball, turn and face the basket. So many turnovers happen against these traps when you're being soft and you're weak facing the other direction, and you got to turn and face it.
Layup rims out. Cameron with the rebound, and as Portage looks to push. Tough shot from Carter Kobe, but gets it to go.
Wow.
That was sweet. As Stuckey goes up strong with the right. He'll stay down here. Puts it back up as Bridgman. He'll draw the foul. This will be Portage's third team foul.
Yeah,
that one on Cameron.
Been relatively quiet foul-wise for both teams.
At least so far.
Yeah, as we saw in the Crown Point game this week, that could change in a hurry.
His first free throw will not go for Bridgman. Again, the 6'6" senior. As Portage now will checking out is Bryce Kobe and Emilio Cameron.
Isaiah Hunter entering the game for Portage.
Looks to be his first bit of minutes here, averaging 3.5 points per game up to this point. Second free throw will go for Bridgman. Under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Portage up big. 42-21. Again, Mike DeWan, Wally McCormick, Zach Miller, and Zach Sinelli in the house here.
Great pass.
Nice. Good block there after Hunter's first shot of the ball game, swatted away by Bridgman. We'll swing it. Here's Rivera. He's had quite the second quarter. Tries to fit one in. Finds Kobe. Kobe at the elbow. Swings it to the corner. Here's Hunter. Hunter tries to fit a pass into Kobe, but swatted away. Here is Stuckey. He's had quite the second quarter to his standards. Throw a skip pass to the corner. Tries to go baseline, throws up a shot or a pass, caught in no man's land, and steal by Portage. Here's Carter Kobe. Embraces the contact, throws it up with the right ball, batted away, and it'll go to South Bend.
Hey, Carter, I think, trying to pick up the foul there. Good idea on his part.
But no whistle as looks like Bryce Kobe checks
No.
back in the ball game and ran the third, steps out. Dump it into the corner. Goes up with the shot. That runs long. Rebound, Bryce Kobe. They'll go to Brown. Swing it to the corner. Here's Rivera. Top of the key, Bryce Kobe. Short. Rebound, South Bend. They look to push. Here's Stuckey. Stuckey, pull up wing three. That will fall. Stuckey now up to 8 points here in the quarter and 15 overall.
Yeah, he's keeping him in it.
A lot of confidence from the 5'10 junior. Corner three. That'll run long. Here goes a rebound, South Bend. Lindberry will give it to Stuckey. Catch and shoot three. Rims out.
That's heat check three right there.
Here's Carter Kobe. He will go up strong with the right. That'll go.
Nice floater.
It's been all Carter Kobe and Mikey Rivera here in the second quarter in terms of scoring. But here is Bryce Kobe with the left hand. Adds his name to the second quarter score sheet. 46-24, under half a minute to go. Skip pass goes to Stuckey. Dribble drive, throws up a shot with the right. Way off the mark. Rebound Hunter. Portage looks to push. We'll get it to Rivera. Fumbled the ball out of bounds, going to South Bend.
Yeah, it's a fun style to play to watch. You know, they get it and they're going. You know, that little sideline break right there was 3 passes to get it up the court. It was ball didn't touch the ground. Those are fun ones to watch.
I will say the second game I've called for Portage this year, pro tip, don't put your head down. You lose these guys very, very quickly. These guys move up and down the floor, and they are a fun team, like you said here, Wally. Here is Bryce Kobe with the steal, with the left hand is good.
It's good anticipation.
And now a potential inbound steal from Rivera. Recovered by South Bend, throws at the half quarter. No good. Portage sticking to their game plan and doing it well. They lead at halftime, 48-24. Wally and I will be here after the Commissioner's Corner to break down the first half and get ready for the second. You are watching Game Day on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Commissioner Paul Neidig.
One final time in 2025, welcome to the Commissioner's Corner, our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA. That's Paul Neidig. I'm Brendan King. Paul, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and soon to be a Happy New Year to you, my man. Hey, when you think about 2025, just in general, what comes to mind for you in the IHSAA for a full breakdown of the year?
Well, I think anytime we end a year, we look back and celebrate the highlights. And I think anytime, from my perspective, we have student athletes that get to grow up in an education-based athletic system with coaches who truly care about their well-being, but also challenge them to be in growth mindset where they continue to get better. They learn lessons. They learn things that they can take through with the rest of their life. And it's not always fun. It's not always easy, but it's also valuable. And I would challenge anybody that's out there that's doing great things with their life as an education-based athlete. I think they would all contribute the lessons that they've learned when they were in high school to their success in their adult careers.
And I know you guys are constantly meeting together at the IHSAA, talking about how you can improve things, talking about how things can change for the positive, directly impacting kids' lives. But in terms of goal setting, Paul, from year to year for 2026, and I understand that, the summer is kind of the time from academic year to academic year. But is there any specific goal setting that you guys embark on for a new year like 2026 coming up?
Well, we constantly talk about how to make the organization better. To make it better, we have to have appropriate rules and regulations to support an education-based athletic system. So we're constantly reviewing the bylaws of the association. We're constantly reviewing where we need to be in the future. We constantly look at what's going on across the country at the collegiate level and even at the high school level to see how we can continue to evolve and maintain our mission. We just released our annual report, and we do have an enduring mission of education-based athletics, but we also understand that has to continue to evolve to be relevant. And we've been in that same kind of growth mindset since 1903, and we're going to continue to be there this next year. And I'm sure it'll be met with some changes that match what our educational environments are within our local high schools.
Paul, anytime folks are at games, of course, a huge part of any IHSAA sporting event are the officials and the referees. And, you and I talk about it a lot, but, for anybody out there who attends a game and says, you know what, this is a way I think I could give back to my community. What do you say to them about, hey, make the jump, take the chance, become an official here in 2026?
Well, I would challenge anybody that loved the game, that really wants to get back. And a lot of people do it through coaching and they do it through spectator, but a great way to do it is officiating. And, it's a tough job at times, but it's also rewarding because the companionship among other officials is something that it's just incredible. They get along, they support each other, and we don't get to play the games. I didn't get to play without great officials who wanted to get back to the game, and that is still today. And I would challenge anybody that if they've ever been inclined to do so, now's a great time in 2026 to sign up and become an official. And it doesn't have to be at the varsity level. Maybe that would be the goal. But a lot of our officials are licensed through our system. They just get back at the youth level, and we're wonderful. We're supportive of that also. But get out there, become an official, and get back to the game we all learn to love.
And Paul, last thing, not just becoming an official, but just attending sporting events, supporting your local community. I hear you on the commercials all the time. Buy a ticket, support your local school. At the end of the day, that makes a huge difference.
It does. Local high schools in Indiana run their athletic departments based upon the people who buy tickets to go to their game. It's so important. And other states are different, but Indiana is unique, and we like it that way because the primary way that they buy uniforms and buy meals for the kids and support their fun to be able to support the kids is through buying a ticket. So I want to challenge everybody in 2026, if you haven't been in a while, get out there, buy a ticket, go to your local high school and watch a game because you will enjoy that dollar that you spend as much as any professional or any collegiate athlete or any collegiate opportunity that you get to. And so get out there and watch those kids.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Back here on the Region Sports Network as we tune into halftime coverage here at Portage High School between the Portage Indians and the visiting South Bend Washington Panthers. Score reads 48-24 in favor of Portage. It was up and down first half, Wally. Again, I'm Mike Dewan here with Wally McCormick as well. But up and down first half, again, of course, started a little bit close. We saw the Panthers kind of get out to a little bit of a lead, and then Portage, again, just turns it on. They get on those runs defensively, which also leads to runs offensively. Just gets them easy buckets, and more so, again, gets them in front of the scoreboard like they're doing here today.
Yeah, they've had to. There had to be about 15 turnovers, I would think, in the first half from South Bend, Washington. I think that's the number that we had. And Portage comes into the game averaging 15, and they only turn it over themselves 8 times. So they've been, as a coach, you want to get shots every time you cross half court. You want to get possessions where you get shots off. And Portage has had very few possessions where they haven't at least got a shot attempted.
One of the stars, or at least maybe an unsung hero we could call for Portage up to this point, is Mikey Rivera, who's been kind of a big benefactor of Portage, playing some great defense. More importantly, him as well, kind of at the top of kind of the trap, if you will. Had a big second quarter, had 9 points, up to 11 on the ball game. Again, only coming into this game averaging 4 points per game, and as well, of course, the Kobe's coming to play as well. Carter with a game-high 15 and Bryce with 13. So, yes, you get your usual suspects, the Kobe brothers, but Mikey Rivera as well, kind of adding some quality minutes as well off the bench.
I think Portage has done a really good job of when they do get steals and when they do get rebounds, looking up ahead, up the floor, and because of that, they've got a lot of breakout layups.
But it's, this team is really used, again, more so a big second quarter as well. They won that one 22-9, which brings them to the lead here, 48-24. South Bend, Washington, again, still some solid pieces. Has put on a couple runs of their own. Mike Stuckey as well, a piece we talked about in the open. Has had kind of a heat check as well. Has knocked down a couple shots. But now, again, this second half, as we kind of gear up for it, Portage hoping to kind of put a bow on this one, get to their 10-0 start. What do you kind of want to see from them, more importantly here, Wally, is going to gear up for these final two quarters, I guess, if you will?
Well, I think, the biggest thing when you coach sports is that the scoreboard and the clock should not dictate your effort. And, yeah, we're winning by 24, but, who cares? Let's Portage going to come out and pretend the score 0-0 and see if they can win the third quarter and then do the same in the fourth. And if they do get to the point where they start to do mass substitutions, will those guys go up and play to the standard that that they're trying to establish here? Think of yourself on Washington. I'm not sure what Plan B is. They've sat in this 3-2 zone for an entire half. I would assume that they would come out and try to do something different. And I think that's part of the reason that Portage maybe didn't score so much right off the bat, was just getting a feel for how this 3-2 defense rotates. And once they've been able to establish how that is, two ways of attacking the zone. And if you don't want to attack the zone, then beat it down the floor. And that's definitely something that Portage has done quite a lot in this first half, is beat that zone down the floor.
Second half coverage will begin next, coming to you live from Portage High School. We'll be back here. This is Game Day on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Back here on the Region Sports Network as the teams make their way out of the locker rooms as we gear up for the second half of action, as Portage jumped out big in front of South Bend, Washington, 48-24. Again, Mike Dewan alongside me is Wally McCormick on the call, and Zach Miller is the man behind the computer. Did a great job all of this week. We had a couple games this week, and of course Zach Sinelli as well. He is the cameraman for the events going on here today. So thank you all once again for tuning in as we gear up now for the second half, as Portage will take over up big and hoping to kind of, like we said here, Wally, again, give that effort at least and coast and hopefully to their 10th win of the season.
Yeah, and my guess is they're going to come out and try to run a set play. Coach Klaus drawing something up in the dirt here over on the side, but South Bend, Washington's still in that 3-2. Skip pass here. Oh, had it.
They'll swing it around, and right out of the break, they turn the ball over to the Panthers. Here is Stuckey. Long wing three, falls short. Rebound, Panthers, goes up strong. No good, gets his own miss, throws up the right hand, will not go again. Loose ball will go to Portage. Here comes Carter. Throws it to Moran, chucks it up with the right hand, is good.
That's a nice catch and a good finish by Dennis.
Portage back to making their way down the floor. Another live ball turnover, this time recovered by Moran III. Looks down the floor, throws a lob pass, and grazes the net and falls out of bounds.
Coach Klaus is not happy.
And that is a quick timeout here out of the break. Although the scoreboard shows them up big, does not fall to the standards. I think it's a good timeout. It's a full timeout. We'll take a break as well here. We're watching Game Day on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Back here on the Region Sports Network after the full timeout, South Bend, Washington will take over. Here is Stuckey. Solid guard for the Panthers, draws the foul there that time on Bryce Kobe.
Yeah, I think that may be his third.
We'll take a look at the board. I got him for two.
Two.
I think he picked up one early and has since not drawn one until this one in the early parts of the third quarter. In case you're joining us, a quick timeout from Portage. After a couple turnovers, 3 underway from the Panthers. There's no good. A rebound goes to Carter Kobe.
Good ball movement, that possession by South Bend, Washington. You got to get somebody in the middle here if you're Portage.
This is Bryce Kobe. They do get somebody in the middle to his brother Carter. Floater falls short. All will stay down here with the Indians.
And Carter does a good job of when you catch it in the middle, turn and face, and then you're going to be able to see what kind of options you have ahead of you. He plays bigger than he is.
As an and one potential now for Dennis Moran. Found him cutting, embraced the contact, and got the 2 to go plus the foul.
Yeah, Dennis is averaging, I think, 12, 13 on the year, and he hasn't really scored that much in the first half. I'd look for him to have a better second half.
Yeah, on a per-game basis, he's up to 14.6 points per game. Quiet day by his standards now, up to 8 on the day. Make that 9 after converting the and one. Has all of the points here for Portage here in the third quarter. As South Bend hopes to get this one across. And they do just that. Will dump it down low. Does get the shot up, but misses the layup. Here's Emilio Cameron. Will swing it to Kobe. Gives it to his brother. Step through with the left hand. Gets it to go. Nice move from Bryce for his first bucket of the game.
Yeah, that's a good
second half,
finish.
excuse me. There's Mike Stuckey.
You never know where these traps are coming against Portage. They just kind of speed you up and get you out of what you want to do.
Stuckey swing pass to Jackson. 3 underway is short. Misses all of that one. Rebound Brown.
Good job of blocking out that time by Portage.
Brown pull up 3 on the left wing. Misses that one.
And that's about the 4th or 5th 3 that Portage has shot with a trailer, and they've all been wide open, and I'm sure Coach thinks those are good shots. They just haven't been able to hit them today. Portage didn't shoot great from beyond the arc in the first half.
A good shooter here in the corner is Josiah Brown. Gets that one to go.
Shooters shoot, and right now Josiah's shooting with a lot of confidence. It's always impressive to me when a guy misses one and then next time he touches it, fires another one up.
Timeout, Panthers. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we will stay right here. Again, Josiah Brown showing that confidence, which is surprisingly, to my count, his first bucket of the ball game. So, yeah, it's a little bit of lesser day by his standards, but big shot there now propelling this lead to 34 points, 58-24 in favor of Portage, who with the win here today would get the 10-win mark. This team went 20-6 last year, again trying to be a force in the Duneland once again, and potentially again take on what is a relatively open Duneland-based sectional. Where, yes, the Duneland's going to be a fun race this year, but just an exciting time to be a Portage basketball fan.
Yeah, especially coming off winning the sectional last year. They, they're instead of being the hunter, they're now the hunted.
They have the target on their back, their first sectional in quite some time, before losing to Crown Point in a heartbreak at the regional level. Trying to follow suit and maybe more, and on pace for their 10th win of the season, as the corner 3 will fall for Bridgman.
Good shot by Bridgman, a nice ball movement by Washington.
Corner 3, no good. Rebound, Portage. Kobe gets it up to go. That's Bryce. Now up to Got him for 17 points in the ball game.
He does a lot of good things for a sophomore.
Average 16.9 points per game as a freshman, as the potential and one falls for Mike Stuckey. Bryce, again, a lot of great minutes on that sectional championship winning squad. A lot of production. It was a very senior-led group. A lot of guys to learn from as well.
Yeah, and, I think style of play, they were a little bit different last year. Now this is his team. He's the veteran of the. He and Carter and Dennis have played a lot of minutes. They're the veterans now, and they're off to a great start. You got to be. I mean, it's after going 25-2 last year, starting out this year, what looks to be going to be 10-0. You got to be excited about Portage basketball.
As the free throw was off the mark, but it'll stay down here until a takeaway from Portage. And going up strong looked to be Dennis Moran III, but he will draw the foul. I think he'll be shooting two. Foul's on Jaden Jackson.
Well, called it on the floor. That's a veteran move by that official. Let's not stop the clock for some free throws. Keep that thing running.
As Portage up by 31 here, 60-29. We'll swing it to the corner. Goes up with the left hand, does not fall. Rebound South Bend, but trapped immediately and taken away by Portage. And then draws the foul right afterwards. Emilio Cameron working hard.
Well, this 3-2 zone, you cannot get beat baseline off the dribble. And Bryce beat him baseline, which causes rotation issues. And, if you're South Bend, Washington right now, you got to somewhat tell yourself the score of this game doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pretend it's 0-0 and let's break the game into chunks. Let's see how we can do for this next 4-minute chunk. And then when the fourth quarter starts, do it again. You have to find ways to challenge the kids and give them an opportunity to be successful. The game within a game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the odds are pretty good you're not going to win this game right now. So let's find a way to get better.
Listening to the tail end of one of Coach Scott's huddles as the layup is no good. Listen to the tail end. He broke it out with get better. And that's kind of where they are now, when obviously the score is against them. As another tough shot there from Cameron.
And sometimes, in high school sports, you run in, you have a game where you got two teams that are just at different parts of the journey. This Portage team's a veteran team, a confident team, and they don't have a lot of varsity minutes, but they've won a lot of basketball games in their life through middle school and through JV, so they're feeling pretty good about the way they are.
Corner three, rims out after the Bridgman bucket on the other end, gets the rebound, but then loses it as Mikey Rivera.
Yeah, there's nothing more frustrating as a coach than a post player getting a rebound and trying to dribble through the middle of the lane down the floor where there's 8 people that got arms swinging after a ball.
A couple shots from Portage do not find the bottom of the net, but they do get the rebound, and Brown looks to push the action. Under 3 to go. Puts up the floater with the right hand. Just rims out. Taps it out.
That's a
Nobody.
That's a tough shot. It's not a jumper. It's not a layup. That little floater kind of in no man's land. I'm sure Josiah's probably thinking, go up off 2 feet and shoot it, or take one more dribble and shoot a layup.
And now the clock will continue to run here as Portage has reached that 35-point mark, which means that is pretty much, I guess, a mercy rule, if you will. Or the clock will stop less than usual, we will say. Spin jumper falls short. Rebound Portage. Tough shot there from Jaden Jackson. Here's Bryce Kobe with the wing 3. No good. Flies up for the rebound, but could not get it. Was Brown.
Yeah, Bryce has missed a couple of threes from the trailer position, but he's having a great floor game. He's doing a lot of things really, really well. If he hits a couple of those threes, he can be in the 30s.
Lindberry throws it up the floor to try to get it to Milligan. But a turnover once again from South Bend, Washington. 64-31 reads your score as Portage is out in front. Minute 20 left here in the third quarter in this Saturday afternoon. Duneland basketball action. Wing three is good from Josiah Brown. Now his second three of the quarter.
Portage still playing that aggressive trapping defense.
And a trap put on once again. Rivera in the mix. Ball's on the floor. Looks to be a jump ball. It'll favor the Panthers.
You know, and this is an example of it's a 36-point game right now. And there may be people sitting there saying, well, why is Portage trapping and running? Well, because that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you sub or don't sub, which I'm sure you'll start to see Portage do a lot more substitutions in the fourth quarter, but that's what they do, and they got to get better at what they do. I mean, this is, unfortunately, the way it works is Coach Klaus is trying to get his team better.
Big shout out to Brett St. Germain, the athletic director for Portage, for one, always getting us set up here, and two, doing a great job on the floor of wiping it down a little bit after some bodies were on the floor. Mr. Do-It-All here at Portage High School is Brett St. Germain. Big shout out to him, though, for letting us do what we do again here at Portage all season long and beyond. This three is off the mark. Rebound goes to South Bend. Puts it up. No good. And that will end the quarter here. At the end of three, 67 in favor of Portage, 31 for South Bend, Washington. We'll be back here with the fourth quarter action. This is Game Day on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT. Back here on the Region Sports Network, fourth quarter just about underway. Portage up 67-31 over South Bend, Washington. As Portage will start this fourth quarter with the basketball.
Portage comes back with their original starting lineup.
Here's Rivera from the corner three. No good, but rebound to Portage. Goes up strong, no foul. It will go to the Panthers. Here is Stuckey, the leading scorer, and continues his scoring outburst. The first bucket of the quarter, up to 19 on the game. Deep three from Brown. He gets it.
Oh,
the confidence in this kid. Impressive.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where my guess is if you're Coach Klaus, they played a couple games that have been close. Eventually, some of these DAC games are going to be close, and it's very easy to shoot free and confident when you're winning by a lot. But I'm sure he wishes that he could get some time to work on some set plays and those kind of things in more of a crunch time. But
Fetch with the bulk of his starting lineup still in the ball game. Stuckey caught in no man's land. Back pick, and Portage will take care of this one. Kobe on the break, does the finger roll finish. That is Carter now up to 17 in the ball game after a scoreless third. And here comes a line change here from the Portage Indians. As the starters here in the fourth will be short-lived. Corner three for South Bend off the mark. Rebound will stay down here. Stuckey from way downtown gets it to go. Up to 5 points in the quarter and over that 20-point mark.
Good finish.
Layup from Carter is good.
Good finish. Keeping the ball away from the defender. That's Carter's offensive game is he's able to do a lot of things really well.
Stuckey with a heat check, no good. Ball finds its way back to him. Good pass there after faking the shot. Great work there. Layup was good by Milligan.
I'll tell you, one of the things I've been impressed with by Portage is their conditioning. You know, the amount of running up and down the floor and trapping and rotating over. Portage seems to be a team that's in pretty good shape right now.
Now back and forth they go. There's a couple layups on both sides. Carter Kobe, then Lineberry. And takes a big shot there. Looks to be okay. In there with the drive was Rivera.
I like Rivera. He's tough.
Plays
he gets
tough.
after it.
Only a sophomore, but again, plays with the confidence.
He's the smallest guy on the floor at 5'9", yet in their zone offense, he's playing in the high post. It just one of those you can't judge a book by its cover things. He's tough.
There's Rivera in the double-digit mark. A scoreless third quarter.
Yeah,
trying to add to a second half total, and now a big standing ovation for what is deserved for this Portage starting lineup. Big bulk of, again, their production on their way to 10-0 here in the season. Second free throw is good, and out comes Rivera.
If this is a game you're supposed to win on your home floor, come out, hammer them, you did their job.
Layup is off the mark. Second chance will not fall either. We'll be sure to get some of the names checking in for Portage. Apollo Gibbs, one of them Isaiah Hunter, Keyshawn Brown getting in.
Yeah, Gibbs is a good-looking kid. I think he's going to be the running back for the future here.
Well, as I believe A.J. Yates. First bit of action, and DeAndre had three-pointer. Will not go. Rebound Hunter.
Coach Liskey and the Valparaiso Viking staff have left the game.
As they will take them on here pretty shortly.
Yeah,
here.
I think Friday night.
Yeah, we'll get a good look at that. I'm sure we'll be cooped up right here for what should be a fun Duneland contest, as we're excited for Duneland Conference basketball. This is the place to find it, as we'll have some fun races in the boys and girls side of things. Conference play well underway, of course, with the girls side.
Yeah, and I think there's several Duneland teams that have played one game. Portage just doesn't happen to be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I know they have Valpo coming up here, and I think Lake Central is their game after that in the league.
Yeah, for Portage fans at home, we'll get the schedule out for you all. As yes, they take on Valparaiso here on the 9th. They take on Lake Central on the 16th. They're at Maryville for the 23rd. As the bucket and the foul is good for Isaiah Hunter. Yeah, some big games to start at Maryville the 23rd, Michigan City the 30th. That's at Michigan City. A big game on the 5th of February at Crown Point. Another big game that following week taking on Chesterton here on the 13th, LaPorte on the 20th of February. And before you know it, sectional time will be upon us. The first week of March. That was a big hit. Gibbs, a two-way player. We noticed him in the junior varsity game before this.
Yeah, he took that one for nothing, too.
And the foul was on him, which is even worse. Good effort there. Something we like to see down, obviously, with this game in its final minutes. Linberry throws up a shot. Will not go, but we'll head to the line. The foul was on Gibbs again. Again, 3 awards to hand out after this game. We got the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game, the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the game, and the Proud to be Union Home Play of the game. That is all made possible by Ironworkers Local 395. His first free throw was no good for Linberry.
2:55 left here in the fourth quarter. Now, once again, we're in the running clock segment of the game, but
second one will also not fall for the star football player for the Panthers as well. Again, player of the year in the Northern Indiana Conference. Two-sport athlete as well, which is even more important. Skip pass here from Portage. This is DeAndre Head. Keyshawn Brown, a sophomore. Yates to Hunter. Hunter tries to dump it down low. Steal here. Here is Mike Stuckey. Goes up with the right-hand floater. Rims out. Rebound Portage.
Good shot contest by Hunter.
Portage's next game will be against Valparaiso. Again, that is the 9th. That'll be here for a 7 o'clock tip. So be sure we'll really kind of, once the school year starts back up, the second semester, I guess, if you will, be sure to, again, follow us on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, Instagram. We got a website as well. AllRegionSports.com is our website. Region Sports Nation, Region Sports Network as well. Again, be sure to stay up to date with us. We'll have plenty for you all in these early parts of, again, 2026 and beyond. Without you guys, we would not be able to be the only game in town. Rebound by South Bend. That one will fall. Up there with the bucket. That is number 12. That's Brendan Reed.
A minute 13 to go. Portage way out in front. JV guys getting some well-deserved minutes here.
This goes to Yates. Gibbs down low asking for it. So the ball is fumbled but recovered by Gibbs. Throw the skip pass to Yates, but that one is picked off. Big take here. Throws it up with the right and is good. Nice play there by, I believe that's Trajan Williams, a freshman. Half a minute to go here in this ball game. Free throw line jumper way off the mark. Rebound goes to Hunter. Up with the right hand. That'll fall.
It's a great offensive rebound by Hunter.
Hunter working hard. Had the and one. And that time gets his second bucket of the ball game now. 20 seconds left. Well, it's fumbled once again. Hunter almost read the pass. A big swipe of the ball from Gibbs. They will swing this one around. Under 10 to go. Mid-range jumper is short. Rebound Hunter. And that'll do it. The Portage Indians advance to 10-0 as they gear up for Duneland Conference play starting next week against Valpo.
Yep, big win. You know, you beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And now you get ready for, we all come back to school. Portage comes back to school on Monday. They get 4 days of practice, and then they get to meet with their old friends, the Vikings.
South Bend will turn their focus to the South Bend area as well. They will be at South Bend Adams, and they'll take on South Bend St. Joseph on the 15th. South Bend Adams is on the 9th. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back here. This is Game Day on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. Bricklayers Local 4, the best hands in the business. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. The Right Group, the right way to buy and sell real estate. Mark Macknick, Chicagoland Tax Professionals. Blythe's Team Sports, where the athlete shops. And Hampton Inn, downtown Indianapolis. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Blythe's, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blythe's, this is where the athlete shops.
Located in the heart of downtown Indianapolis, the newly renovated Hampton Inn is within walking distance to over 30 restaurants and attractions, including Lucas Oilfield and Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a fitness center. Why wait? Make your reservations today. Call 317-261-1200 or make them on the web at hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
Back here on the Region Sports Network, 81-44 is your final in favor of the host Portage Indians. Again, Mike DeWan alongside me is Wally McCormick breaking things down for you. Portage advances to 10-0 as they gear up for conference play, while South Bend Washington will fall to 1-6 as they will worry about their own conference coming up here very, very shortly. Time to name our award winners for this game. We have 3 to give out, and we'll start with the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. They have offices open from 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. We'll go with the leading scorer for the Portage Indians. Carter Kobe had quite the day, had a big second quarter, which we'll talk a little bit more later with another award as well. But again, a slower second half, but still finished the game with 21 points. And Carter, once again, the junior, the leading scorer for this Portage squad, keeps up his stellar junior season.
Yeah, that's an effortless 21 points, meaning it wasn't like he had a high volume of shots. He did a lot of really good things today. He rebounded, he passed, he penetrated, he made appropriate decisions with the ball in the middle of the lane. I think it's all around was a really good floor game, but he's a really good player.
Had a 15-point first half, and again finished with a game-high 21 points, or a team-high 21 points. Time to name the Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. It'll be a family affair here on the Region Sports Network. We'll go with his younger brother, Bryce Kobe, who had 17 points on the afternoon. Again, a big first half as well. Had 9 points in the first quarter. Got things started. And again, kind of the yin and yang between those two. And again, that's a tough combo to deal with here in Northwest Indiana.
Yeah, they're both really good passers. They both do a good job attacking the rim. They're both pretty good outside shooters. They played a nice floor game. You could tell that they're the leaders of kind of what's going on as Portage's offensive stuff runs through them. Both of them had a really good game. I was impressed.
As Portage, again, moving to 10-0 as we get to our final award of the afternoon, the Proud to Be Union Home Play of the Game. And we'll kind of highlight a sequence of plays in the second quarter. More so, again, a player we definitely want to shout out as well, but was kind of a pest at kind of the top of that trap there, Wally, that full court pressure, if you will. It was Mikey Rivera who put together, I think, 2 or 3 steals at one point, or affected some passes, and ultimately led to a big run in the second quarter, a big second quarter by his standards as well in the scoring department, and ultimately really put Portage out in front in what would be their 10th win in 10 games this season.
And Portage is definitely a team that tries to go let their defense create offense for them, and Michael Rivera does an outstanding job at the top of that zone. He's very quick, and when they step into passing lanes and get steals, he is capable. For a guy that's not that big, he's capable of finishing at the rim, and that sequence of 3 straight steals, 3 straight Rivera layups was basically put the nail in the coffin early in the game.
Rivera, again, coming into this game, only averaging less than 5 points a game, had 12 points, and again, made a lot of his presence felt defensively, and again, getting well beyond that defense and finishing tough at the cup. That'll do it here from us here at Portage High School. Got a lot of people to shout out. We're starting off with management. Our executive producer is Chris Ramirez. Operations manager is Rich Castillo. Our producer and coordinating producer on site today is Zach Miller. The cameraman behind the camera here today was Zach Sinelli. For the coaches on both benches, Mo Scott Sr. of South Bend, Washington, and Brian Klaus of Portage as well. Got to give a big shout out for Portage's assistant coach, Jake Veeman, for helping us get set up here today. And, of course, the athletic director here at Portage High School, Brett St. Germain, and the assistant athletic director, Luke Elizer, for letting us once again do what we do here at Portage. And none of this can be possible without you all, the viewers on Facebook, on YouTube, on the IHSAA Champions Network, or on regionsports.com. We cannot thank you enough for kicking off our 2026 calendar year with a pair of fantastic broadcasts and plenty more to come here on the Region Sports Network. And for my partner here this afternoon, Wally McCormick, I am Mike DeWan saying so long from Portage High School. Once again, thank you all for joining us. Be sure to stay with us, connected on all social media platforms, as well as our website. We'll have plenty more coming to you starting next week. Thank you all. Have a great weekend. We'll be back here with more basketball coverage in the year of 2026. This has been a production of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.